Valentine's Day, the day of love and possibilities. Go out with your friends, enjoy a nice dinner, make proposals that are too romantic for her to possibly say no to. And for those of you with no lives or love, then you can waste your time on YouTube watching this video. I know I will. But since my videos get about 10 views, I'd say that's actually a really good sign. So yeah, good job guys, I had faith in you. But enough talking about all of the things you could be doing with your life instead of watching my crappy reviews. Today, I'm going to give you yet another crappy review. Now, in my experience, Valentine's Day usually doesn't deliver the best holiday specials. Many shows like to have specials around Halloween or Christmas, but Valentine's Day usually gets the shaft in most cases. And those that do make an episode around this holiday usually don't turn out to be a good episode. And the message those episodes give are usually generic or half-baked to fit the holiday. Which is why I have come to talk about what I believe is the best Valentine's Day special ever made. Ed, Edd and Eddy's Hanky Panky Hullabaloo. Wow, I can't believe I got that on the first try. Now, I believe in my past videos I have mentioned how Ed, Edd and Eddy is by far my favorite cartoon ever made. And that has held true throughout all of these years. And while I have seen all the episodes multiple times, there have been only one episode that I have only seen just once, and that is the Valentine's Day special. But why is that, you might ask? Well, back when I was just still a little kid, I saw the Valentine's Day special live on TV, and I loved every second of it. But after that, the special never aired again. I don't know why, but for years I would get so excited for Valentine's Day, yet they would never air that special again. It's even odder when you think that, even to this day, they still air the Halloween and Christmas episodes, yet the Valentine's Day episode just never shows up. To this day, I still have never gotten an answer on that, so if you know the reason or think you have a theory, please be sure to let me know down in the comments below. It's just something I may have never understood, but enough about that, it's time to dive right into this festive masterpiece. This is Ed, Edd and Eddy, Hanky Panky Hullabaloo. The episode starts out festive enough with the Kanker sisters shooting spitwads at the name of the show's creator. We are then introduced to our two magical Valentine's Day pixies, Sarah and Jimmy, who are just so perfect for this role. We then see the Edds arrive at school, each one having different feelings about this holiday. And let me just say that if you are an Ed fan, like me, this episode is made just for you. While I won't spoil many of the jokes in this review, I have to say that Ed is at his A-game in this episode. Speaking of which, May Kanker shows up to give Ed her Valentine's Day card, which Ed overreacts and rudely tramples her before running away. And unlike the hundreds of other times Ed has ran away, this time May is actually really hurt by how Ed reacted. Double D finds May crying in the janitor's closet and decides to give her a Valentine's Day card to cheer her up. That's when the pixies shoot May with a love arrow, making her fall in love with Double D. Okay, so then they go into science class where May wants to be Double D's lab partner, even showing that she is very knowledgeable when it comes to chemistry. No, not that kind of chemistry, you sick. The pixies then shoot Double D with a love arrow, making him fall head over heels for May. We then cut to gym class where May and Double D keep flirting with each other from across the gym. When Ed accidentally injures Double D during one of his stunts, forcing May to rush over to his side so that they may have a romantic moment together.
Bon appetit, Turtle Dove, for I am basted and ready to serve.
The Edds and Kankers start to become furious with one another due to Double D's and May's relationship. They then start to fight in the cafeteria, where a food fight breaks out. When Double D and May show up, the Edds and Kankers try to tear them apart and separate them. The pixies see this and decide to bring everyone together with love arrows.
Where have you been all my life?
And the only character that wasn't hit with love arrows was, you probably guessed, Rolf. Now, this entire episode, Rolf has been feeling the presence of the pixies and he has grown paranoid over them. But after squirting some lemons into his eyes, like a man, he could see the fairies flying around and decides it's up to him to stop their mischief. He grabs himself and a nasty mop and prepares for the fight of his life. Rolf then starts pouring the nasty old mop water on everyone to bring them back to their senses.
Harsh realities of your miserable lives have been restored! Thank you!
And the episode ends with the Edds having to clean up school as part of their detention, and Double D secretly sneaks one of May's love letters into his hat, showing that despite the pixie magic, he still had some legitimate feelings for May. and that was Ed, Edd and Eddy's Hanky Panky Hullabaloo. Now, just to clarify, I only explained the parts of the story that were important. I had to skip a lot of the episode because there was just so many jokes I did not want to spoil. This episode has the comedy amped up to 11, and so many jokes come at you at almost every time. They hit the mark perfectly. This episode doesn't feel half-baked or rushed together, and you can easily tell that they had a lot of fun making this episode. In fact, one thing I loved about this episode is how it's written. Most Valentine's Day specials follow the same formula or have the same message about love, but this episode seems to go against those tropes. It's just a very cleverly written episode that deserves more love than it gets, despite it being a holiday special. And it is still one of my favorite episodes of the show, period. And seeing it again after all of these years just made me appreciate this episode even more.